Well, good deal. Good deal. Everybody doing good this evening? Or afternoon, I should say. All right. Welcome to Kingdom Keys. And those who are watching, wherever you are around the world, I know Joseph Ali is on in London. So, sure, y'all, and maybe some of you are in Kenya or whatever. But just welcome, whatever platform you're on, whether you're on Emmanuel Connection or Doc Rock Leadership or wherever. Just welcome. Everybody should have a handout. And so we're gonna get started. And so this is about leadership from a biblical perspective. So our Kingdom Keys have this every second Wednesday of every month, and so tell somebody about it. Generally, it's full, so it's about a room for 32 people, and once it's full, they can stand up, or their lunch is probably gone. but it's all good. So today we're gonna talk about excellence in all things. Excellence in all things. And our scripture is Colossians, the 3rd chapter, verse 23, and I think it's on your handout there. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. So whatever you do it with all your heart. And I tell people all the time that if you're gonna do something, do it okay, to the extreme, like you're doing it for God. No matter who you're doing it for, not like you're doing it for human beings, but that you're doing it for God, because you really are. Now, you see that it says the principle we want to get across is excellence honors God and inspires people. Excellence honors God and inspires people. You know, no one wants to be on a team with anyone or someone leading them that do not operate in excellence. You know, I tell a lot of people that, and I say this not being arrogant. I say this after doing leadership for, I don't know, about 40 years now. You got to remember that I started leading as a pastor when I was 24 years old. I started working for General Motors at the age of 17. I turned 18 when I finally let me in the plant. So I've been doing leadership for a long time, and I said it so you don't think I'm being arrogant, but it'd be hard for me to follow a bunch of people, because I know what excellence looks like, I know what it feels like, and I know what I demand from myself, and I would demand that from anybody that I work for, or that led me even from a spiritual standpoint. And to be honest with you, and I'm not saying we are the only people that's doing it, because there are a lot of people, all types of leaders, whether there's a leader, whether they CEOs, whether they leaders in an apartment, whether they leaders at home, whether they leaders in a ministry, a church, or whatever. So there's a bunch of leaders who are doing leadership in excellence. But I'm telling you, overwhelmingly, most are not. There's a bunch of people who are, but overwhelmingly, most are not operating in excellence. Okay, so here's the objectives of this teaching on today. Number one is, by the end of this session, we believe that you who are participating will pursue excellence over perfection. Excellence over perfectionism. Okay, understanding that excellence is about doing your best for God, not flawless performance. Many people are pursuing perfection. But that's not the case, because you're gonna have flaws. You're gonna mess up, you're gonna fail. Remember, but remember, we really never fail, right? There's no failure in God. We either win or we learn. A failure is just a teacher and a tutor for you to do it better or turn the other way. So I tell people I haven't failed in years. Now I've had, the world would describe me as a failure, but I've learned over and over and over again. Okay. Also, by the end of the session, we want you to set some excellent standards in your daily work. Okay, your daily work. So identify some tangible, God-honoring benchmarks you can consistently do on a daily basis. It's not the big things; it's the small things that you take care of day in and day out. Okay, every day. That's what matters. I'm glad all you are here. I'm glad those who are on are here. But some people, they see this online or whatever, and they say, well, that's good, but I'm too busy, and that's good. I'm going to do what I'm called to do. But see, when you operate in excellence, you do it anyhow. This morning, and I have a challenge with our men. So this morning I did a video, because I rolled out of bed about 4:30, 4:45. I'm at the gym. 4:45. I'm there, and so I don't like doing sit-ups. This morning though, and I do inverted sit-ups. So this morning I told me, I said, sometimes you have to do things you don't like doing. And I don't like these, and they hurt. So I'm doing sit-ups holding the phone, Baron. 1, 2, and it's hurting me. I mean, it literally hurt. But what I'm trying to say is that, hey, sometimes in order to operate in excellence, you have to do things that you don't want to do, and you have to do things that hurt you. Okay, it hurts. All right, it causes pain. You're going to have to go through some things, but you'll never get to your destiny by settling on average. Now, I know my definition of average is just on the top of the bottom. So Joe and I, when somebody says what's average, average is just on top of the bottom. You have the bottom, you have average, and you have the top. So my definition of average is just on top of the bottom. So I don't want to be on top of the bottom. I want to be the head, not the tail, right? I want to be okay on the top. I don't say I'm Dr. Rock Jones at the top for nothing, right? Okay, that's what we operate at. But that's going to cost you something, and it's going to cause you to expand yourself, expand your mind, open your mind up to learn new things. First of all, we have to unlearn some things in order to learn some things, right? Because if you don't unlearn some things that was taught to you directly or indirectly by environment, you won't get to where you need to be. I'm a people watcher, and I study people quite often. And most time I'm studying you when I'm talking to you, just to let you know. And some of you probably have figured that out by now, right? Okay, and I'm studying people on, okay, what are they doing versus what do they say they're going to do? Where they going versus on where they say they're going to go? Because I do myself the same way. Because I want to get to the place that I'm walking in excellence, not perfection, but excellence, right? You got to do a checkup from the neck up and look around from the shoulder down. You got to inspect yourself, and you got to grow every single day. I had the privilege on yesterday to MC Cadence Bank groundbreaking. They had people from all over, this area in the state and all that, and bank officials and chamber and all that, and so they asked me to do it from a chamber's perspective, and I stood on their board. I had never did a groundbreaking before, ever in my life that I've emceed a groundbreaking, and so did everybody out there taking a bunch of pictures and blah blah blah. Okay, but I'm thinking about excellence. Okay, so how I do this, and I'm telling myself, like I tell you all sometimes, you can't mess up. So when you mess up, just own it. They were like, oh man, I messed up. Just own it. Keep on going. Most people don't even know. They didn't see the notes in front of me. And I messed up a couple times, but they didn't even know it. And after it's over, and I asked the CEO, chair of CEO, president of the chamber, Chip. I said, was it all right down representing chamber? He said, oh man, Doc, that was great. That was really good. So I get an email this morning from the state president of the whole bank saying, hey, Penny was been people telling me about you. People has been telling me, and I heard you for myself. I'm gathering of all my managers. Can you come speak to them? Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that to get the glory to Doc. What I'm saying is, if I'm no better than anybody in this room, everybody in this room has an anointing on them. Okay, everybody in this room have a gift that God has given you to lead. And it's not about your title. It's not about you got a corner office. And it's not about how many people work for you. It's not about what you drive. None of those things. If you think excellence or leadership is that, then you are drinking out of the wrong pitcher. Okay, you are talking to people who don't know what it means to be successful. Successful people don't think like that, and I'm around them all the time. Most of the people, 98% of the people who I hang with are very, very successful, and most of my believers. Are y'all hearing me? Okay, so it's not about that. It's about you, okay, maximizing your potential. All right, y'all still with me? So let's go to this lesson flow today. So anything I say, I just give you those examples to let you know that I'm a project boy, right? Born to a 15-year-old eating government cheese, okay, that God is using around the world. Okay, what about you, right? What about you? What about you? Or ask your neighbor, say, what about you? Yeah, you. So I want to tell you that greatness is in you. I want to tell you that you are a leader. I want to tell you that excellence is in you, but it's going to take some work to get it out of you. And stop comparing yourself and looking at people who are not operating in excellence just because they Facebook famous. They may be Facebook famous, but they don't have no influence. They can't call anybody. Okay, let's get a bunch of likes with people who don't have too much. Okay, let me just keep going. Okay, and I'm not trying to bash anybody who's on Facebook right now or getting a bunch like that. And what I'm saying is you got to understand, and because success leaves clues. Success leaves clues, and so I surround myself with successful people. Now let me define success so I can move on. Success is not $1 million. It's not a certain job. It's not what you drive. Success is you fulfilling the mandate on your life. What the mandate that God has given you. Are you fulfilling that? If so, you are successful. A bunch of people are very successful that nobody knows. You know, and we're a society that we pat people and give accolades to those, okay, who are superstars. But you are a superstar yourself. Ask Tonya, she was here, she'll tell you. All right. Okay, so let's this lesson flow. Number one is Daniel's spirit of excellence. Let's look at this. So the purpose of this is to establish a biblical role model who embodies excellence. Now, the scripture is Daniel 6:3. Let me read it for you. Then this Daniel became distinguished above all the other high officials, okay, and satraps, because an excellent spirit was in him. Now, the word spirit there is misleading, okay, because it is not spirit as in pneuma, it's spirit as in, okay, mindset, right? This is talking about mindset. He had an excellent mindset. He had an excellent standard of doing things. So people see that in the past, you're like, oh man, I got to get my spirit right. You can't get your spirit is perfect. It's your mind that you got to work on. The spirit is God. Okay. All right. So he had an excellent mindset. It's not spiritual as most people are, and we got so many. Anyway, I won't get into that. So a couple things, right? Daniel served under multiple pagan kings, right? Yet he kept his high standards. Okay, he had pagan kings, but he kept the high standards that he has. Listen, when you operate in excellence, you don't go down to people. You let them come up to you, or you leave them alone. You'll never see me going low. I don't go low. I operate up here. You know, all right. I stay high, right? So you don't let your standards change because we got a couple spots here. Because something wrong, okay, with what's going on. Don't let your standards change because of other people. Y'all got me? All right. So his consistency and integrity earned him influence. He earned influence by being consistent every day. Excellence is not being perfect, consistent every day, growing every day. Tell your neighbor, give me 1%. If 1%, only thing we need from you is to grow 1% a day. If you grow 1% at the end of the year, you'll be what? 37 times better. It's proven. If you just grow 1%, just a little, excellence is a pursuit. Okay? All right. It earned him respect. It earned him trust and divine favor as well. Okay? Daniel earned this. Remember, okay? He's a slave. But now he's valued above most. You got three up here, and y'all can direct them where seats are. Okay? Raise your hand if it's open seats. Listen, excellence was not situational. It was his consistent way of operating. Excellence is not situational. It's your consistent way of operating every single day. Here's what I tell people. Are you operating in excellence when nobody's around? Because if you're only doing great when people are around, then that's not excellence. That's not going to get you anywhere. Matter of fact, you're deceiving yourself as you try to deceive other people. But after a while, they find you out. They see like, oh, okay. No, every day. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened. It's not what goes on behind the scene. I mean, it's not what goes on in front of the scene. It's what goes on behind the scene. Because when you operate in excellence, you are doing the small things every single day consistently when nobody is watching. See, people saw Michael Jordan operate in excellence, but what they did not see, many of them, was him taking 1,000 shots a day. That's Kobe Bryant taking 1,000 shots a day. They didn't see that. They don't see you burning the midnight oil and getting up early in the morning as the deer panting for the water brook. Okay, they don't see you burn the candles at both ends for a while. They don't see all the things that you're doing. Most people think people are, overnight successes. There is no such thing. No, they've been operating in excellence. Okay, doing the small things, as I always say, the small rocks. Okay, every single day, consistently. So, so when you hear the word, listen to this. When you hear the word excellence, who comes to mind in your personal or professional life, and why? Think about it. When you hear the word excellence, who comes to mind in your personal and professional life, and why? Anybody want to take just one person at least to take a stab at that? When the word excellence, I say excellence. Who comes to mind in your personal or professional life, and why? It could be somebody you never knew. Could be, anybody? Raise your hand if so. Okay, Tab.
You.
Oh, shoot.
And my husband.
Okay, all right. Why?
Well, I've watched from the beginning, when you first came to the company, and I also was telling Bray about that with the people that we train, that you're forever evolving. So what you do every day, what you speak, you do. Mm-hmm. How you train us, you do. Mm-hmm. And so I see that. Okay. Same thing with my husband. He gets up he has a routine. He goes to the gym. He works out. He reads books. And he goes, so he's also same thing. Good,
great. Anybody else?
Rosalind Brewer.
Okay.
She's a Spelman graduate. She's currently interim president and chair of the trustee board. She's a distant mentor for me, never met her, but she was the first African American female CEO of Sam's Club.
Yep.
And then she was I think CFO for Starbucks, and then president for Walgreens Boots and Lions during the COVID pandemic. And I admire her excellent. I've watched her work. I've read about her work and watched her videos. But one thing in particular is that during the pandemic, she wanted to be a solution to the crisis that we had with African Americans in marginalized areas. So she got Ubers and got with different organizations to ensure that people who could not even get to Walgreens or I can go on and on, but she had access.
Good deal. Okay. So here's what I want you to do, and thank y'all for those comments. Is that you need to be able to identify with someone on the earth that's walking in excellence, and you need to identify with them. And then why? It could be more than one people. There's several people that when I think of excellence come to my mind, right? Okay, and you gotta understand the why, because that serve as a distant mentor for you, and it could be somebody you know, or it could be somebody you don't know, but you read about, you watch their walk. Okay, you have to have some examples. Of course, it could be somebody biblically, and when I gave you Daniel. But Daniel sometimes just, he just, it's a long time ago, man. So many times we cannot identify sometimes like we should with some biblical characters. But God is doing something today. Now you got to realize is that sometimes when we look at people like Daniel and Elijah and Elijah, we are characters in the Bible, we almost act like they extra biblical, like they weren't like you, but they was just like you. And they sinned just like you. They had feelings just like you. They tripped sometimes just like you. But it's hard sometimes for us to look at it that way. Okay, but find somebody that can come to mind that you can that can be excellent, or maybe a company as well. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to teaching. Excellence as worship. Okay, excellence as worship. Now, defining excellence. Excellence is doing the best with what you have, where you are, consistently. Doing the best with what you have, where you are, consistently. Consistently. I'll never forget. I'm in Kenya, and myself and Harakun, and from Decatur, and we are in Kenya, and we was in Nairobi, but then we went 7 hours to Yangza, Kisii village, right? We're in the village, no running water, mud huts, thatch roof, no electricity. I mean, out there. And I watched this woman, sweep in front of her mud hut. I mean, her hut stood out above all. She had flowers that she had planted, and she was out there, and this is all dirt, okay? But she was sweeping to make sure that there's no trash in front of her hut. It stood out. And I said, that's excellence. Now, some of us would have said, oh man, that's a mud hut. No, that's excellence. She maximized what she had. And I tell people all the time, if I had a hut in Hutville, it'd be the nicest hut there. Because when you operate in excellence, it don't mean that you have to have a certain thing, live in a certain place. It is that whatever you have, okay, you maximize it, okay? Whatever you are, you maximize it consistently. And that's why it leads me back to what scripture says, if you're faithful of a few, little, makes you rule over what? Many, much, okay, many. See, some people want much, but they're not excellent with few. And you really can't ask God to take you to the next level, okay, if you're not excellent in where he has you right now. We're looking for our next job, but you have not maximized excellence in the place you're in right now. Okay, you got so it don't work that way. I told some of you all been listening for a little bit. God told me about 3 4 weeks ago. He said, "You're ready." God have never told me that ever in my life, ever in 56 years here in about 3 weeks, right? Ever been in ministry with 37, 38 years, right? Ever told me you're ready. I was like, whoa, okay, all right. Now I was like, man, that's good. But the deal of the matter is, you can't get ready, or God can't get you until you start to enjoy and be excellent right where you at.
Right.
See, if you're always looking, okay, and it's all right to, and I'm not saying don't have vision. I teach on vision, as y'all know. I teach on goal setting. I teach on all that. You have to do that. But live like the day is the last day of your life, but plan like, okay, you're gonna live forever. Live like the day is the last day of your life, but plan like you're gonna live forever. Living and planning are two different things. So some people plan, but they don't live. They plan for tomorrow, but they don't maximize excellence today. They don't live in today. Y'all see what I'm saying? And when you get there, things are going to open up for you, right? Okay. It's not perfection. Excellence is not. Perfection focuses on avoiding mistakes. This is not in your handout. I'm just telling you this. Perfection focuses on avoiding mistakes. Excellence focuses on honoring God with your best effort. Perfection focuses on avoiding mistakes. And most people cannot walk in excellence and get to the place, okay, in their personal life, professional life, spiritual life, because they are afraid of making mistakes. Listen, I don't know anybody who's had any relative amount of success who has not made mistakes. Mr. Dave is not to call y'all, but man, have you ever made some mistakes? Bunch of them, but doing really well now. Okay, why? Because we're not looking for not to make mistakes. We're looking to grow and learn, right? Every day, we focus on what honors God. Okay, and am I giving my best effort? Here's what I tell people: give it your best. Your best is good enough.
Right.
But make sure it's your best. See, your best is good enough, but you got to make sure it's your best. Okay? And most of us, when we say it's our best, it's really not. Hands up. Everybody, hands up, you don't mind. Hands up. Higher. Mm-hmm. Every time. Every time. Every time, right? See, because we think it's our best.
Yes.
But it's our best.
That's not
You see?
Yeah.
I had to stretch a little bit then.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and so what you have to focus on is, am I giving God my best? Because here's the problem, Barry. People say, man, that was great. You did really good. Blah, blah, blah. You know, hey, my man, hey, you couldn't have did it any better. Whenever somebody say you couldn't have did it any better, run.
Yeah.
They don't understand leadership. They don't understand professional and personal development. Run. Man, you couldn't have did any better. No, they good people. They don't mean any harm, but their level is here. No. Don't. Always know there's room for improvement. There's room to grow. There's room for you to add to your skills. God has given everybody a gift, but now you got to refine that gift. Okay? And how you do it and what you're doing. All right. Let's go to B right quick. Excellence honors God. Does this make sense? Okay. Excellence honor God. All right. Matthew 5:16 says, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds or good works and glorify your Father in heaven. See, every task we do becomes a offering to God to show his glory. Let your good works shine. Okay? Shine that others may see them to glorify who? God. See, when you operate in excellence, it's not about you. Now, I'm going to give a pass to those that's in their 20s and 30s. We're going to give you a pass on not a big pass, but a small pass on self-indulgence. We'll give you a little pass on self-indulgence. Make it about you. You're young. I didn't say you're immature, but you're young. And you may be in your 20s and 30s, and you may be past this. Great. But majority, young professionals. So we're going young adult. We're going to give you a pass. But if you in your 40s and 50s, and you still making it about you, you don't know how to operate in excellence. Now, full disclosure, let me be vulnerable as Patrick Luciano teaches about. Let me get naked, all right? My 20s and 30s, and part of my 40s, 42, I wanted to be known. So I can talk from a very vulnerable state because I'm delivered, set free. I'm in a different place. You know, yeah, it was about God, but see my good works, y'all. Watch what I do. Hey, this is Bishop Watkins, Apostle Watkins, or pastor, or whomever. Hey, do you see me? Cottrell, can you see me? Hey. And by the way, yeah, God is, he's great.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, most people are there. Not some, most are there. Even those who are older. And we have to get to the place that if we really want to operate in an excellent place, we have to die to ourselves and let our good deeds glorify God. Our excellence should point people to God, not to us. Now here's the deal. Okay. Oh, let's come in for a second. Get it in view. Okay. So I see your excellent work. Your wife, when excellence came, your name showed up. That's really good. Boy, that's good. Because some people, their wives, anyway, their husband don't show up at all. Like, okay, good deal. Good deal. Okay, so if I see your good deeds, okay, naturally I'm drawn to you from a natural standpoint. because I see your good deeds. But when I come to you, you should point me up. You should not take it. You should do, let's do your hands like that. You should do that. So people see your good deeds. They see how great you are. They see what's going on. They are drawn to you. What do you do operating in the mindset spirit of excellence? You should point them to God. Most time we do this, point back to yourself. We do that. So they're drawn to the man, a man, but not the man. You see what I'm saying? Because they can be drawn to you because that's what they see naturally. But then what do you do with that? If you keep that for you and holding it for you, then you're taking glory from God. And you're not a good leader. Because a good leader is a servant leader. So now you got to point them to God. All right, thanks for giving me. All right, great, good deal. And so it takes maturity to do that, because here's what happened. People say, man, boy, that was great. Bishop Dave, boy, my goodness, man, you bless me.
Yeah.
You bless me. And I said something, man, you blessed me. That changed me. Oh my goodness, wow. Don't leave it there. You say, you said, thank you, but I'm just a servant of God. I'm glad to be used. Somewhere, somehow, you have to shift that from you and push it up. Because when you start pushing it up, excellence starts sliding back down to you. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna leave that alone. You see, and what happens is that in kingdom leadership, many people haven't shifted to that. One of the greatest tithing sermons, well, not one sermon, messages I've ever had, the greatest, not one of, the greatest message I've ever been taught on giving, tithing, did not come from a preacher. It came from a multi-billionaire, billionaire, Steve Trice. Look him up. He's the founder and owner of Jasco Electronics. And Steve is, I'm in Orlando, and for Christian Businessmen International Conference, where I met my friend Tom Hopkins from, and I'm there, and it's people from around the world. The former CEO of Hyundai, who was the former president of Korea, was there, spoke. You know, I'm standing outside the hotel. All these cars come up with Secret Service in them. I'm like, what in the world? Anyway, found out what it was, and got on the stage and talked about how Hyundai in Korea was blessed because of God. But I come to Steve Trice breakout session, and here's a guy that stands up and say, our company was in trouble, but we want to operate at a high level and do things right in an excellent way. He said, and so we had a board meeting, and at the board meeting, God spoke to me, and he said, I put my head down, and God said, tithe off your profit, off your revenue. Long story short, okay, in a couple weeks, I won't call the name of the company. Big company came and became a vendor to them, and the rest is history. But the businessman was operating in excellence. And sometimes we get too churchy as leaders. And we have to operate, okay, in a different way, okay, to honor God. Because our excellence should not honor us, should honor God. Now, here's the deal. You're going to get honor for serving anyway. So don't worry about getting honor. You'll get that. But the main honor goes here. Okay. All right. See, excellence inspires people. It's so true. People are drawn to leaders and co-workers who consistently give their best. Is that not true? Excellence inspires people. All right? You can't inspire anybody by cutting out early every day. But just think, okay, if you cut out early and not giving your best, you're not going to inspire people. I just had a coaching session, we'll call the name of the company, this morning with with a manager of a department at a $1 billion company this morning, and I had a coaching session with him. I'm coaching, and a person on their team is causing problems because that person is one of the managers, but not pulling their weight, not operating excellence, and it's causing problems on the team. Because when people are not operating excellent, it does not inspire people. Matter of fact, it causes people to say, "Why am I working so hard?"
Right.
But here's the deal: never ask yourself why you working that hard. It means that you're not operating in excellence. Why are you working hard? Because that's who you are. See, excellence is not just not what you do; it's who you are. Y'all with me? Okay, so you do it because you operate in excellence. If everybody else don't show up, if nobody else do their job on an excellent level, I'm gonna do mine because I'm looking for excellent return. I'm not basing it on what you do. If you want to be on first base, stay there. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Okay. Excellence sets the standard and raises the culture in homes, ministries, businesses, and workplaces. Now, here's the problem. When you don't want to operate in excellence, it'll offend you. Some people can't be on your team. There's certain things I do and certain circles I hang in. Everybody can't go there. No. And guess what? Now, I got to remember, somebody's excellence may not be yours. So I never tell people generally, like, hey, I ask them to do something like, okay, how about good standing? They got good standing, right? Let me say, yeah. I don't know what that means. You ask somebody to clean the restroom. There's different levels. You go in there, you're like, huh? They're like, yeah, that's a really good job. They're the boss. No. People got different levels. Okay, somebody says, man, that was an excellent restaurant. Well, it was excellent. You go in there, I mean, the food ain't good, the atmosphere messed up, the waitresses and waiters, really? Come on. Nothing against, I think he went out of business now, so I can talk about him. Nothing against Ryan's, but that one 5-star steak. No, it wasn't. That one an excellent steak. If you have to ask for A1 or Heinz 57, that's not an excellent steakhouse.
That's true.
Because when you had an excellent steakhouse, you ask for something like that, they look at you like you crazy, like you offended us. And I know some of us grew up on A1 and Heinz because the steak was shoe leather. It was a cheap sirloin or a mediocre ribeye. Come on, somebody. And so you put some steak sauce on it to give it some flavor. You don't do that in excellent places. Okay? I remember the first time I was in this place, and I'm with General Motors, and we traveled, and we had this very fine restaurant there in Austin, Texas. I ordered a steak, and I said, because I like Heinz 57. Back in the day, I ain't hit that in years. I said, you got a Heinz 57? And it's like, everybody at the table looked at me, and then they was like, we may can find some for you. Then here's what they asked me. Is something wrong with your steak? Right. I'm saying to myself, no. You put steak sauce on steak. You put ketchup on burgers. Yeah. But I had a burger mentality. Hadn't got up to the steak place yet. Yeah. Right? Well, hey, sometimes you have to learn by the fire. I said, okay, I won't do that no more. Like, okay, I get the hint. Don't ask for steak sauce. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some places you go, they bring the steak out to you and let you look at it.
Yeah, they let you look at it first.
It's a good cut. And when you ain't used to that, you be like, yeah. You say to yourself, I don't know if it was a bad cut. What's good, bad and good, all the same. Yeah. It's red meat. Yeah. But here's the deal. So God wants to bring you to another place in your life, in your leadership journey, okay? That you ain't arrogant. It's not, but that you say, okay, God, thank you. All right. So let's look at the 4 dimensions of excellence. This making sense?
Yeah.
All right, the 4 dimensions of excellence. Number 1 is excellence in attitude. Excellence in attitude. You may want to write this down. Approach every task with a positive, faith-filled mindset. Approach every task with a positive, faith-filled mindset. You got to have the right attitude. Attitude determines your altitude, which is a book, my last book I wrote, right? Your attitude is responsible for 85% of your production.
Wow.
85% of your production, how far you go in life, is attitude. It is not your degree. It is not how you look. It's not any of those things. Now, those things matter, but 85% is attitude. Can you believe that? I'm telling you this, right? Most people, I can call them BA, bad attitude. Okay? So approach every task with a positive, faith-filled mindset. That means the hard stuff. Because see, when you don't operate in excellence, when the hard stuff happens, come to you like, oh man. Even today, some of y'all may be like, oh goodness, today, oh my God, I want to do this. Hey, we're all guilty. But try to minimize that. Try to make that a minimum that when something hard show up, you automatically start to respond with how you can't do it, or why you shouldn't do it, or why me, or my goodness. And you start blaming other people. If she did this and he'd done that, I wouldn't be stuck here at 5:15. That's not excellence. Excellence, right at you. Okay, excellence in effort. Give your full energy and attention even to the small tasks.
Wow.
Give your full energy and attention even to the small tasks. Excellence in your effort. Do your best. Not just the big stuff, the small things. When nobody's watching. When nobody's looking. All right? Give your full energy and attention to it. Very important. Number 3, excellence in relationships. These are the 4 dimensions in excellence. Excellence in relationships. Treat others with respect, grace, and integrity. Treat others with respect, grace, and integrity. So respect them for who they are. Have some grace on them, not killing them all the time. Show some grace. God giving you some grace, some unmerited favor. Well, I don't think they deserve it. Well, maybe not, but you don't deserve where you at either. Well, let's talk about me. I don't deserve what I have. I thank God for his grace. All right? So have some grace and have some integrity. Relationships. Okay? If you say you're going to do something, do it. Let your word be your bond. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Okay? Anybody who's been around me know if I ever had a meeting with you, if I'm running more than 5 minutes late, guess what I'm going to do? What I'm doing? I'm going to text. I'm going to call. I say, hey, I'm about to make it. Why? Because in our relationship, I respect your time. Time is the most precious commodity on the earth. Now, some of you need to write that down. I'm telling you this now. I'm dropping some nuggets on you to help you some. Time is the most precious commodity on the earth because you can't make any more.
Right.
You can make a lot of money, but you can't make a lot of time. But if you manage your time, then the resources you have will allow you to maximize your time better. So now that I maximize my time, so now I don't have to take that hour, 2 hours to cut my yard. I have enough money. I can pay somebody else to do that. Yeah. And so that 2 hours I can do something with. I can be doing something else. Y'all got me? That's why time is so precious. That's why people who are successful, they rather give you $100 than give you 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Especially if they making $500 an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
The best thing for me to do, if you want an hour of my time, is to what? Give you $100. So it's easy for that's easy. That's easy. If somebody paying me, okay, $500 to sit and coach them, okay, then that's $500 an hour. And you say, well, doctor, I just need 60 minutes from you. Huh?
Right.
I remember, this is a true story. So my friend and good brother, probably the most successful guy from a corporate standpoint that ever come out of Cato is Derrick Rice. Okay, Derrick was CFO, executive vice president of Eli Lilly. Then he became the president of CBS, and now Derrick sit on Target board and Walt Disney. Anyway, he's done very, very well. He's a very humble person. So, so I need him for something. So I called his secretary, and I knew her. She knew me. And I said, I know you're busy. I just need 5 minutes. Here's what she told me. She said, Caracas. She said she said Dr. Waters. Anyway, Caracas. She said 5 minutes is a long time with Mr. Rice.
Ooh. Wow. Yeah.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Now I went online and saw how much he made that year, and I brought it back down to 5 minutes. There's a lot of money. So I got the policy. Yes, okay. We'll set up a meeting, but I really kind of needed him. So I'm doing the professional way. So then I got on my phone. I text him. I said, "Hey D, man, I need you to give me a call right quick." He'll tell you. And he called. He said, "Man," he said, "What you need, man?" I said, "Man, I talk." He said, "Yeah, she the gatekeeper. You don't get by her, man." And I talked to him for about 5 minutes. He said, "Doc, I gotta go." Okay, that was it. See, some of you is playing around with your time. Okay, let me keep moving. Even in your relationships, make sure okay, some people are like, well, I want to spend more time with my family, more time with my wife, more time with my kids. It ain't the time you spend, it's the quality of time. It's not the quantity. It's the quality. Do you have quality time together?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because some people spend a lot of time with their parents and with their spouses, but it's crummy time. Matter of fact, they don't want to spend that. I wish I was doing something else, right? Not me, Dr. A, not me. I've been married for 32 years in here 3 days and for nothing, right? All right, let's keep going. Excellence in consistency. So we got excellence in attitude, excellence in effort, excellence in relationships, and then the next dimension is excellence in consistency. Be reliable, show up, deliver regardless of the circumstances. Be reliable, show up, deliver regardless of the circumstances. Stop using excuses. When people operate in excellence, they don't use excuses. Excuses are what? Smoke screens for the uncommitted. That's all it is. So, time somebody said, well, I'm like, oh, you know who you're talking to. Just say, hey, I missed it. I blew it. Don't tell me why. No. Now, there are some legitimate times that things happen, but don't start with that. Start with, I'm sorry. Then back up into that. Okay, y'all with me? Right now, E plus R equals O. E plus R, if you got a pen. Next time I'll have something for you. E plus R equals O. And some of y'all know this formula very well. E represents environment, events. The R represents your response. The O represents outcome. You are in E plus R equals O. You are in total control of the outcomes in your life. You cannot control the constant in that equation that you can't control is environments or events. You can't control that. There's something, things gonna happen. Life is lifing.
Right.
Life going life, right?
Yes.
But how do you respond to it? Right? So people with excellence, you respond to it in an excellent mind, with an excellent mindset, having an excellent spirit. Okay, y'all still good? Let me hurry up so I can finish this. Some common barriers to excellence. Settling for good enough because of fatigue and apathy. Settling for good enough because of fatigue and apathy. Apathy is, just everything is all right. Just in the box, and in the box is fine. Good is the enemy of great. That's why be careful when people tell you did a good job.
Right.
Good is the enemy of great.
Mhm.
Because you settle for good, settle for excellence. And even if they told you you did great, you don't act like that's that's a high. I promise you it's not.
Right.
Okay. Another barrier, comparison. Comparing your standard to others rather than God's.
Mhm. Oh man.
What is God's call for your life?
Mhm.
Don't compare your standards to others. What is God's call for you? What did God say? Because people don't know. And they think you're doing really well. And you're doing horrible according to what God told you.
That's right.
Much is given, much is required.
Right. Yes, sir.
People, I want all these kids, I want all this. Okay, does demand on it?
Yes.
In business, we call it an ROI, a return on the investment. God is looking for an ROI. He's looking for a return on his investment.
Right.
So if much is given, much is required. So don't compare yourself to other people. You don't know. You think they're doing well. They may be doing horrible compared to what God told them. Mm-hmm. I was talking to, and I said this before, to a pastor this years ago, and I was complaining about all I'm going through and all this and people coming against me, blah 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 blah. And here's what he told me. He said, man, I'm surprised you ain't went through more. I wanted to punch him.
Yeah.
My good friend Eddie Walton, he'll tell you, I want to just bam. I said, really? He said, man, what God has on your life? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So you think you don't compare. Then the last barrier to excellence is perfectionism. Perfectionism. It paralyzes your action. You got to get it right. You got to be perfect. Can't move on. I've been there. Leave good enough alone. You're doing something and it's perfect. You put up a picture, it's perfect. What? Just one more look, bam, the whole thing fall down. How many? Come on, let's be honest, y'all, right?
Yeah.
Like, leave good enough alone. You're trying to make it perfect. Go for excellence, not perfection.
Mm.
You still, you're working on that paper. You had 100 at 12 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You still trying to. No, you operate, and I've been there. Come on, some of y'all, especially if you a personality like me. Oh Lord, right? No, you say, oh, nobody even sees that but you. Nobody sees that but you.
Yeah.
Nobody see that.
Yeah.
You're going to change clothes. You got one little spot. Nobody even see that spot. You're looking at it from a static point of view. When people see you moving a lot, they don't see that. You're dynamic in your walk. You're not static.
Mm.
Right? But your mind, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? And so that's hindering you from walking in excellence because now you're not embracing mistakes. You're not embracing not getting totally there. No, you wasting time.
Yes.
Valuable time, okay, which you can't make no more of.
Right.
That's why I don't like people to waste my time. Call me, hey Doc, how you doing? Now ain't for you, man. We got a relationship. So be careful. Okay. But they don't want to say how you doing. They don't want to say encourage you. Like then start talking about like crazy stuff. Like, yeah, do you hear so and so died? And I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, what they got to do with me? You wasting my time. Okay. Hey, be one thing Barry said. So and so died. Let's pray for them. No, they died. We ain't praying for the family. No profit nowhere in the conversation. Okay, I'm ready to say something. Y'all ready? I'm your friend. Some of you are having too many idle conversations, idle time, doing nothing, and it's killing your level of excellence. You are strolling. It's all right. I like a few things on Facebook. I post things. Most of the time I post some. It has to do with teaching and stuff like that, what we're doing. Okay, but you need to set an alarm. Here's the solution God told me with me. When you go on Facebook, go on your phone, all y'all got alarm on there,
Yeah.
and set it for like 10 minutes. So when that alarm go off, I don't care where you at in your life, or it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you, unbeknownst to you, not knowing, okay, from a cognitive point of view, you look up, it's been 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and you just stroll in. She did what?
Yeah.
Right? And so now you okay, you got to operate in excellence. So now excellence in your time. So set you a little alarm, okay, in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Now you set it for 30 minutes, an hour all the time. Then you know. Now in the evening, maybe give yourself 30 minutes, okay? But hours upon hours. No, all right, let's keep going. We're about done. Okay, we land this very right quick. So group brainstorm excellence standards, all right, activity. What does excellence look like in your specific role or season in life? I want you to answer that. You got to answer out loud. But what does excellence look like in your specific role or season in your life right now? So think about that and make sure that you follow up and answer that. Okay, very important that you do that. Okay. Then it's not on your paper. What habits or systems could you adopt to consistently operate at that level? Okay, so what habits or systems could you adopt to consistently operate at that level? So here's the level you want to go. So what habits or systems you need to adopt to so you can operate there consistently? I've adopted some systems, right, to keep me where I need to be at. In the morning time, I don't like getting up sometimes. This morning was all right. Yesterday morning was I had, I don't eat a lot of fried food. I had Catfish Cabin on Monday night. Hit my fish, and on Tuesday morning when that buzzer went off at 4:30, I wanted I'm not a cusser, but I wanted to cuss it out. I really did, but I'm not, And I looked at it, but I have a rule: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm up.
That's good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, you're up. Okay, because your body gonna go negotiate with you. Like 5 more minutes ain't gonna be no big deal. Nobody else is up at this time. They don't know, but you know. Excellent. All right. So ask yourself now some possible excellence standards when it comes to attitude. Here's one. When it comes to attitude, some possible excellence standards right quick. Number 1 is begin each workday with prayer and gratitude. Every day I begin it with prayer and gratitude. As a matter of fact, many times I write down what I'm grateful for. You cannot be sad and grateful at the same time. So begin your day, okay, with prayer and gratitude. Be grateful. Okay, effort. Okay, here's a standard you may adopt. Okay, prepare thoroughly for every morning. So prepare yourself, right? Make preparation. How your day gonna go? Things you're gonna do. I kind of do this as a routine, almost like every morning, right? Relationships. Respond to messages within 24 hours. Now there are times that you can't, but as much as you can, respond within 24 hours. Okay. Now here's what I do, and I mess up sometimes. Okay, I try not to hit a text if I can't answer it, because if some of y'all text me before and I didn't answer. It's just that if I show you how many emails I get, thousands of emails a day. Okay, and so generally email something, I try not to hit it unless I can answer it. On emails, I read it. If I can't answer it right then, I hit like it's unread. Some of y'all do that too, right? Yeah, so you'll know to go back and look at it. Yeah. Now try not to hit a text unless I can respond to it or read it. Because you driving and you see a text, then Mr. Days may text me that morning, and that evening I don't tell the guy it's been 3 weeks. Oh man, right. So okay, then consistency, right quick, and I'm done. Maintain punctuality for all your commitments. All right, maintain punctuality for all your commitments. All right. So walk in excellence, be excellent. Shout no bad days.
No bad days.
No bad days. Every day is a day of excellence. Excellence is not just getting there; it's a pursuit of it, right? It's a journey, right? So keep on journeying, doing that. You can have a bad second. You have a bad few minutes. You can have a bad few hours. You cannot have a bad day. You got too much excellence. So here it is. It's Super Sunday. It's Marvelous Monday. It's terrific Tuesday. It's wonderful Wednesday. It's triumphant Thursday. It's fantastic Friday. And it's successful Saturday. I'm Doc Rock. Kingdom Keys. Join me at the top. See y'all later. Listen to y'all.
No, that's all.